Hello, this is Jason from MAPsignals coming at you with a very special end of year best ETFs for 2022. Now, stay tuned because we're doing something special today. We're doing a giveaway for 5 lucky people. And I'm going to have details about that at the very end of the video, so stay tuned. But you must like and subscribe to qualify. So first of all, like and subscribe if you like what you see. We can keep coming at you with content like this, but let's just get to it, okay? End of year 2021, it's been a crazy one. Pandemics, stocks going up and down, rotations in and out all over the place. It's been a wild one. So I thought instead of doing best ETFs just for the month of January, let's look at one for 2022. What's going to give us the best opportunities for the whole year? Looking at the year behind us, what's to come? So let's just get into it. Before we begin, I'm going to share my screen here. We are going to take a look at just what's going on in the market. We're going to log into our portal here and just check in on the big money index. Right here, we see a 2-year chart. We're going to zoom in. This is the SPY, the S&P tracking ETF, the blue, the dark blue. The light blue is the big money index. As you can see, since mid-November, it fell like a rock. And all of a sudden, right before Christmas time, we started bouncing. Money's coming into the market. And where we see that really clearly is looking at the IWM, which is the small caps. We start to see this big bounce after this fall off a cliff. That's going to feed into one of the opportunities I'm going to show you today. So let's just get into it. This is bullish, by the way, people. We're starting to see a big reversal. Money's coming into the market. I'm getting bullish on stocks, and that's where we're going to bring you some opportunities today. So how do we do it? Right away, we have over 2,500 ETFs that we scan every single day. We know all the constituents, all the stocks. We score over 6,500 stocks. So this way we get to see what are the best stocks making up these ETFs and which one should we buy, right? Or which one should we look at buying or owning? But this one is for the next year. So for a longer duration of time, I think these opportunities are setting up nicely. So let's share again. I'm going to give you a look into our portal. We go to MAPsignals.com. We log into our portal. And just like I showed you the big money charts, we're going to go to our ticker map. I'm going to set you off with one you may have seen before, but it is SOXX. It is the iShares PhilX Semiconductor ETF. These are the best semiconductors out there. Semiconductors are scarce. We need them in all our products. We have supply chain issues, backups. Everybody's trying to buy computers, phones, iPads, you name it. There's a waiting list for a lot of this stuff, including, gaming consoles, all that stuff. They're all powered by semiconductors. There's huge demand. And this ETF has great stocks like AVGO, NVIDIA, Intel, Qualcomm, ADI, which I own some of those, Marvell Communications, but let's just look at one of those. AVGO is Broadcom. Okay, this is a big money stock. You see all this green, this big money buying over the last year. That's phenomenal. It's been a top 20 stock many times, but if I click here and I look out, look at all those times on the top 20, that thing has rocketed substantially from $23 to, nearly $675 since it's been on our system. So that's our first one, SOXX. You get semiconductors exposure. The next one is IWF. This is the iShares Russell 1000 Growth ETF. Okay, we're looking at growth companies, but don't let the name fool you. These are some of the larger cap stocks that make up this ETF. We're talking names you know well: Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, Google. Those are the obvious biggest ones. We also got Visa, Home Depot, MasterCard, a bunch of good ones. But tried and true, you may have seen it a couple of times if you've seen these videos before. Let's look at Microsoft. I'm working on Microsoft software right now. This database that you're looking at runs on Microsoft Azure. Look at all this big money buying over the course of the last year. This is a monster stock. You know, again, this has been a top 20 name for years and years and years. And since it first appeared on our system, it's up 5,500%. Yes, that's since the backtest in the late 90s, but this is a winner. They are executing on all levels. Next up, let us look at VIG. You want a little VIG? Get a little VIG. This is the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation ETF. So dividend stocks, you want some exposure in your portfolio. This is kind of a best of. Look at how this thing has been trending over the course of a year. Big money buy signals all the way back since January. And this thing has monster names in it, like the aforementioned Microsoft. It's also got Visa, Abbott Laboratories, Accenture, Costco, another name that I own, Costco. But let's just look at Abbott Labs. Okay, this is a pharmaceutical name. Obviously, healthcare has been benefiting this year. This thing pays a monster dividend, and it has seen big money buying. These big money sell signals sure have been opportunities over the past year. But you know, let's look at the multi-year trend here. That's a trend I don't want to fight. Let's look, does it have the stairway to heaven? Sure does. Look at all that big money buying that put it in the top 20 for years and years, going back in our back test, 5,600% since 1990. This is a monster stock, and just one in VIG. Let's get to our next one, QQQJ, and don't forget to stay tuned for our giveaway at the end. Remember, okay, this is an interesting one. This is the Invesco NASDAQ Next Gen 100 ETF. Looks a little choppy, okay? And I'm not buying into a trend here. I'm buying into the stocks. Why is that? This thing has phenomenal growth names, which have been many under pressure. We're talking Fortinet, Datadog, Roku, which I own, Etsy, I also own, Garmin, I also own, Horizon Pharmaceutical, great growth names. A lot of those have been under pressure, in my opinion, unfairly. If we look at one name that has been strong and has bucked that trend is Fortinet, cybersecurity. Look at all this big money buying over the course of the last year. This thing is a monster. Has it been a top 20 name? Why, yes, it has. Look at all that blue. Ever since going back to 2011, this stock is up 3,500%. I think the trend continues. It's a great stock to get exposure to. It is also living in QQJ. So let's get to our last one. This is sort of the bargain bin hunting. ARKW, Kathy Wood, she had a rough year. A lot of her stocks and ETFs, a lot of her ETFs, her funds, and stocks that she holds in particular have come under pressure. ARKW is no different. This is the ARK Next Generation Internet ETF. Why do I like this thing if it's under pressure? I mean, look at it. It's fallen all the way from 190 down to, you know, hovering right around 120. That is a significant drawdown, but it has phenomenal stocks, people. We're talking Tesla, Coinbase, which I have an ownership in, Twitter, Roku, also ownership, Square. I mean, these companies are phenomenal, and they're powering our businesses that we're all relying on today. Let's just look at one, Square. Little, whatchamadoodles, the little white blocks that you stick in your phones and you're at farmers markets and they swipe payments. Well, this thing, they changed their name to Block Incorporated. It's had a big pullback. They're getting more heavily involved in blockchain and, you know, the cryptography, the algorithmic security design behind electronic payments. Very interesting. A lot of selling, okay? But why aren't I worried? Because you look at the overall trend, we got a big pullback. There's a big opportunity for that stock. Square, before it was what it was called before it was Block, has also been a top 20 stock for years. Even with this deep pullback from its peak of around, what is that, 275, let's call it, to 150, 165, that's a huge drawdown. Even with that peak, it's up 415%. So I like that. Take advantage of some great prior winners under pressure. So just to summarize, in the end, the 5 best ETFs for 2022, in my opinion, are SOXX, the iShares Philadelphia Semiconductors Index, IWF, iShares Russell 1000 Growth ETF, VIG, the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation ETF, QQQJ, Invesco NASDAQ Next Gen 100 ETF, and finally, ARKW, the ARKWeb X.O ETF. There you have it. So let's get to it. If you like what you see, like and subscribe, and we're doing a special giveaway today, okay? I have 5 of these very, very comfortable, super heather gray map shirts, new with the tag. It's a MAPsignals shirt, okay? And on the back, we got tomorrow's top stocks today. So for 5 lucky people, you're gonna have this beautiful, handsome shirt. If you like and subscribe, and you gotta leave a great comment. The best comments win. So, speak your mind. This is a free country. Say whatever you wanna say, but tell us why you want this shirt. Tell us why you like what we do. The best comments win, and we will mail it right out to you. We'll contact you offline, etc. Get your information, send it right to your house, free of charge. You're the lucky winner. So with that, I hope you like what we do. We're going to continue working on our portal, give you new stuff. Those are the best ETFs, I think, to own for 2022, to give you a long-term opportunity and take advantage of a rough and choppy 2021. So with that, I will say goodbye and see you next time. Don't forget, like and subscribe, put your comments below. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.